slamming doors, big slamming doors, big like she runs.
I know. I'm just trying, I'm trying to do a show. Slam! Well, another DJ Jake C composition. We were out on Friday. I re-aired the Mary Slamdora segment from our old studios in Oak Tree. We had quite the larf over that.
It was an accident.
Accident, man. Eagles Chiefs in their Super Bowl rematch game last night. The Kelsey brothers against one another. And Eagles come out on top. Philly over Kansas City. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles got their revenge because, of course, they lost the Super Bowl to, check my notes, the Kansas City Chiefs. So there you go. And then I was reading this morning that Travis Kelce's already talking about retiring. So, boy, Tay-Tay got her hooks in. Good. He was talking to somebody, and he said that I've been considering retirement more than anyone could ever imagine. This was an article in the Wall Street Journal. And he's a two-time Super Bowl champ. You know, some guys keep pushing because they want to win one or they want to be in one. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler. He's been playing for 11 seasons. I guess I didn't realize he had been in the league that long.
Well, that's why
he's a young guy. I mean, I think he's only in his early 30s.
Yeah, so but that's old for football.
But that's also why so many men were losing their minds when people were like, Taylor Swift put him on the map. They're like, he's been playing forever. Like, this guy has been good for years and years and years and years.
For football fans, but I mean, for like global people who aren't,
Right, but he's still one of the more popular players in the league.
Understood, but I mean,
yes, I understand he did get a bump.
Of course.
From Taylor Swift.
I know that our baseball teams win the World Series, but football is still the National Football League. But he said he's been thinking about retirement a lot. What did I tell you yesterday? These two are going to get hitched.
I buy it.
Right place, right time.
Gross.
Why gross?
He said between the discomfort and the pain and the lingering injuries, or the lingeries as I call them, he's had 10 surgeries in 11 seasons. And he said, I still feel every single surgery to this day. And plus, when things open up for you a little bit, when people start to realize that, you've got, you are playing on some different stages, figuratively and literally. Done SNL a couple times. Funny guy, can tell a joke.
He's got a
timing's all right.
Popular podcast with his brother that's also getting near the end of his career.
There you go.
They have a lot of options.
So he said, yeah, I think about it a lot. I guess I didn't know he went to the University of Cincinnati. I haven't paid that close attention to the guy.
Yeah.
But he said, this past summer, he said he wanted to play football until the wheels fell off. But he might not be feeling that anymore. It'll have to be more than that, right?
3 wheels.
There you go. We're talking about it. You want to just get right into some hot gas?
Ooh.
We can, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
hot goss with Perez Bilton?
Yeah.
Oof. Poundcake, what were you saying?
I didn't say anything. I just said gross.
He just wants...
He doesn't want Taylor Swift to be happy.
Yeah.
That's all his thing is.
Why? Why would you ever want someone to not be happy?
I didn't say anything about Taylor Swift.
Why did you say gross? He's attractive by most counts, by most metrics. She's lovely, not my type, but, she's objectively an attractive person. What's the matter? Maybe she's ready to settle down for a bit, and he's ready to settle down, and,
I don't know whether... maybe it's the two are combined. I don't know if the relationship is highly publicized just for the fact that it's Taylor Swift, or they're making it a thing. I don't know which one.
But they're age appropriate. There's no more of this, her dating Gyllenhaal and John Mayer when she's a friggin' teenager.
Her other relationships, like there were a couple, when she was dating like Harry Styles, there were a couple pictures of them, but it wasn't worldwide pandemonium. And I don't care. Like the more they talk about it, that's why I don't put it in the sports break anymore, because it's literally every time I look up something about sports, it's like, did you know Taylor Swift and Travis? Like, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. So that's why I
say...
There's
a lot more sports news than just Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
I know that's what, and I report on that.
Yeah.
But it's still up there, and I'm like, it just seems fake to me. I don't like it.
Well, here on the show, we do cross the streams between sports and entertainment. We have the Poundcake Sports Break Award winning, and we have Hot Goss with Perez Bilton, too.
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez Bilton. Ooh.
Oh, my little goss guzzlers, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and get ready to be stuffed full of hot, creamy goss.
She loves it.
Every time.
She loves it.
She likes it a lot. She acts like she doesn't, but come on. Anyway, let's start with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift had to catch her breath while performing in Brazil. She was performing in over 100-degree temperatures, and there's a video making the rounds where has to stop and just kind of compose herself, and her fans were worried. And according to inside sources, had she actually passed out, reports are that Poundcake never would have stopped laughing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, faux shiz.
Nick Hogan, son of Hulk Hogan, was arrested.
Whose dad is? Whose son is he?
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
She's so gross.
Look, that's
Why is that gross? That's his
I
name.
just don't. Just go ahead.
Hulk Hogan was arrested for a suspected DUI this weekend after hosting a bikini contest with his dad. What a great father-son bonding experience.
Outing.
Hey, son, you free this weekend? I don't know, Dad. We're going to be hosting a bikini contest at my bar.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't get me a driver. I want to make the news. And according to inside sources, Nick Hogan wanted to prove to his dad that he is a real American, and he got that DUI because can you really call yourself a Florida man if you don't have a DUI?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz.
And then finally, Matt Rife's new Netflix comedy special is causing controversy, not just because it's being labeled a comedy special. In the special, Rife opens with a joke about domestic violence, which has caused a massive backlash with his predominantly female fan base. Rife posted an apology to his Instagram story that was a link to a special needs helmet. Not real sensitive there. And according to inside sources, men who previously thought Rife wasn't funny are now defending him. And regarding Rife's fans, it's out with the old and in with the cell.
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez Bilton. Ooh.
You happy, Mary? You got a nice tum-tum full of goss?
Yeah. My
I actually thought the link to the helmets was funnier than anything that was in that hour,
Yeah.
which is saying something because
I watched it literally this morning. I woke up and watched it, and it was
friend of the show, Matt Rife, has a brand new special on Netflix called Safety Helmets or
Natural
something.
Selection.
Natural Selection.
There was one joke that I enjoyed, and it's like his closer. Not like the very last thing he says, but he tells a story about being on an airplane. That I was like, okay, this is pretty funny. This seems like he's worked on it for a while. But yeah, I agree with some of that backlash that it is a weird take for your audience to be predominantly female, young women, and for him to bash women and make as many jokes at their expenses in the special that he did, I just thought was strange.
Well, there are some, but not all young women think alike either.
Yeah.
And there are some young women who would laugh at a joke like that.
Sure.
I don't even think it's that offensive of a joke. I think it's just a hacky joke.
Well, it is.
It's like an incredibly, oh, she's got a black eye. She must burn. She must not know how to cook. And it's like,
the joke.
that's like a joke that would have been made 50 years ago by dudes on a golf course.
It's like a street joke. Like, I remember having a joke book like in high school, and one of them was like, what do you say to a girl with two black eyes?
What?
Nothing. You already told her twice.
Well, yeah. I mean, that
Like,
really
that's
is.
the joke.
But why does she have black eyes?
She got
Black
punched in them
eyes.
Well, why did you punch her?
because she can't cook or clean.
Well, why is that
she
her
wasn't.
job?
She wasn't listening, Bill.
Duh.
Oh, wait, you're supposed to punch women if they're not listening?
You're
Yes.
not
Mary, can you
supposed
come over
to.
here?
That's the joke.
But
Now,
this
that's how you
guy
do a TV
did
joke.
in the joke book. All right. Well,
Well, I just...
it's not for everyone.
It's for a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
doing huge numbers, but...
I took umbrage with several parts of it.
Umbrage? Full on umbrage.
A lot of umbrage.
All right. Well, it's your umbrage to take.
Tell us about
I
your
did
umbrage.
take
No one
it.
ever gives umbrage.
Well,
Take a lot of it.
he has this whole bit about women being liking crystals and how that's not okay and it's stupid and you're, an idiot and you're dumb and you're this and you're that. And that's fine.
You take that personally as
I
someone who
don't.
engages in crystal.
But I don't engage in crystals.
Oh.
Okay. But that's my thing is like, that's fine. If you want to call someone stupid for liking their crystals, fine. But then later in the set, he talks about how he believes in ghosts. And I was like, yo, ghosts are your crystals.
Yeah,
like,
ghosts
what
are
are
a
you doing?
gateway to crystals.
But it felt hypocritical to me. Not that I'm not a hypocrite, but I mean, like, if you're going to make fun of someone because they're believing in something that isn't real and doesn't work, how are you going to do 15 minutes or 10 minutes on how you believe in ghosts and monsters?
Maybe he's a lobbyist for Big Ghost, and he thinks that crystals are getting too much attention.
Oh.
You know how Snoop told everybody he was going to quit smoking, and everybody flipped out, and it turned out it was preamble for an ad campaign?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Matt Rife's got something cooking with the ghost people.
He's going to be on Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, maybe he's got one of these shows coming up where he
Gonna
walks
be
around with
teaming up with Bagans.
Oh, God. My daughter's into that show now, and I'm like, this show is just the worst. The
Bagans.
worst. Oof. To walk through that guy's dumb museum in Las Vegas. Okay, so you took some umbrage.
Just in that, from a comedy standpoint.
Right.
Well,
Where
it
I
was a
was
comedy
like-
special, so that's
what I
where you
mean.
should take the umbrage.
Yeah, and it was it was a lot of penis jokes, a lot of sex jokes, which is not for me. But and the thing is, he was in his special. He was getting a lot of laughs. Like the people who were there were loving it, and he's doing way better than I am. You know?
Well, he can probably curate his audience too, right?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's like a talk show, right? I mean, they're casting the audience of a talk show or an awards show. You can stand in line all day long, but they're going to go through and go, you.
No,
you.
but it's people that buy tickets.
Yeah,
for,
they're also buying. Like he
Yeah.
sold out. What was it called? Constitution Hall in D.C. I don't know
Yeah.
how big that is. But I don't know how much they did that with it because I don't think there's any audience shots because this isn't crowd work.
Well, Constitution Hall is 3,700 seats. So it's not the Romo Fijo.
Right.
Right, but he did multiple shows. He sold a lot of tickets, and he can sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah, no, listen, I watched it because I was curious. It was not for me, but, we had him in here quite by accident. Seemed like a nice enough guy. I don't know enough about his work. Again, my whole take was the double-edged sword of blowing up on social media is a lot of those fans love you in that format. They're used to seeing you in quick, funny clips.
Right.
And so if they're sitting there for an hour, but that crowd seemed to dig it.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight and give you because I think that way will be.
Your hot take.
Yeah, maybe that way it'll be.
Well, I can't wait to talk about this on Monday next week.
You don't have to. I don't.
He's going to need, he puts things off. He's going to need that much time to watch it. He'll watch 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day.
So I should watch it sober, right?
And that,
You do whatever you
whatever you
want.
want.
do whatever
man.
you want.
But I'm just saying, do you want?
Will
my
you
honest-
will you be largely non-sober over the break?
I might hit the pen or something.
Hit the pan. Well, I was thinking drunk.
No, not that drunk.
Okay.
I'll be drunk at like Thanksgiving.
Will you
but
be
I'm
in
not
a
gonna-
will you be in a compromised state?
when I watch it? No,
All right. Well, it's up to you.
I just giggle more when I hit the pen.
Well, we've heard that.
Yeah, my thing was it just wasn't very original. A lot of the jokes you could see coming a million miles away, and they were just like, I like to be engaged a little more and not have things be so predictable, and they're just not, not for me.
Well, it is. I was going through
But people
Netflix.
love it. And people,
It's the number one thing on Netflix right now.
In like
So the algorithm
30
is
different countries.
Yeah. So it's there's probably something to be said for having.
for not being as clever as.
Well, no. I'm saying in that format, there might be something to be said for having material that can cross cultural lines. You know what I mean?
There's plenty of countries where they're like, we don't find this misogynistic at all.
That's what I'm saying. They're going, this is awesome.
They're like, what's the joke, though?
Yeah, it wasn't funny because there were no jokes. He was just telling a story about women getting punched in the face. Yeah. Anywho.
Well, it's what I think the
it's
big
up there
issue.
for you. It's up there for you. It's very popular.
And he opens with that joke. It's a joke about going into a restaurant and the hostess having a black eye.
He wants to set the table for what it's going to be.
But it isn't that. I mean, it is. There are other misogynistic jokes, but like, I don't know, man. I thought that a strong stance. You do whatever you want. I think that is one way to come out the gate with it. But having a mostly female audience, I feel like you're going to rub them the wrong way. They might only watch that 5 minutes and be like, screw this, I'm not watching this anymore.
You did the Nick Hogan story, and this dude has not learned his lessons at all. This guy should not be behind the wheel of any car. Between crashing them into utility poles and, this guy can't seem to figure out how to operate a vehicle. But why does he use Hogan as his name? That's not his dad's name.
Well, that's what they use in the article. There's another article where they're calling him Belay.
But he goes by Nick Hogan. I mean, right, I'm curious why he does
because of the show. Because they were on that TV show together. So
the Hogans or whatever.
There was
the Christmas
Hogan Knows Best.
Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah, so I think it's just,
and he definitely does not.
That's his stage name.
Yeah. Okay. Wild story though.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were going to talk about Wayne Brady.
Oh, what happened with Wayne Brady?
He got into a fight.
Oh,
some guy.
Fist fight?
Wayne Brady has to slap a bitch.
A DUI. Yeah, a DUI. Some guy.
Bitch. I'm sorry, choke a bitch.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Yeah, Wayne Brady, some drunk guy hit his car. He gets out, and the two of them start fighting. Got a couple shots in.
Someone commented here, Mary, comedy doesn't have to make sense.
Oh. Okay.
Well, listen, that is
a lot of the time it should.
That is true.
Is it?
Yes. That's why it's called a sense of humor, because two people are not going to have the same thing. So that's why absurdist comedy can be very funny. Non sequitur comedy, stuff like I Think You Should Leave. There's large portions of that. Right. There's large portions of that you think not funny at all. That's just as valid as us thinking it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. You're coming at the Rife thing from somebody who writes material.
Right.
From the craft point of view. And the craft, at first blush, is relatively thin. But it's very popular, and that's great. Making people laugh. It's the business we're all in.
That's what it comes down to. It's for people. It may not be for us, and he's obviously doing better than any of us are at this moment.
It must be for some.
Maybe
monetarily.
As like a happy person, I am the happiest person I know.
Xanax, Bill.
If you want to watch a new special tonight, Chad Daniels, who I think is hysterical, has a new special coming out on YouTube tonight at 7 p.m. So check that dude out.
Kelsey Cook's boyfriend?
Kelsey Cook's boyfriend.
How's she doing?
Yeah, he's using her fame to launch his career.
She put him on the map in comedy, I heard.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's only people know him. People only know him because of Kelsey.
If you want to send a text for anything, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com is where you can watch. We'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.